My technician Eddie thinks that he's better than all of you guys in the comments. He's currently doing a rear main seal and he thinks he can do it way faster than the warranty time. He's also been certified for almost 10 minutes. So let's go check on with Eddie and see what he's got going on.
Yeah, so I've been reading all those comments, every little comment y'all put. I've been seeing that y'all been saying y'all are certified for over 30 years, and that's what really concerns me the most. Me being 10 minutes, but anyways, let's forget about that. So if you come over here today, I have a rear main seal that I'm working on. See, this is the transmission. Backstory, customer came in I believe about a month ago for basic oil change, but thanks to our awesome people at the loop, they did notice a couple major oil leaks on this vehicle right here. One of them including the rear main seal. I don't know if you can see how really bad it is, all old, and given the year of the vehicle, over time it will mess up and you do have leaks. However, what's it called? Yeah, they came in, oil change here at Payne, CDJR in Edinburgh. We do a multi-point inspection, which goes over the whole top to bottom of the vehicle. Any little thing, we inspect it, we check it, we make sure that it is done correctly, and we can point out things like this. So yeah, they came in for a regular oil change. We checked it. Rear main seal was leaking. I will lower down the vehicle in a bit, but as well as the valve covers and timing cover was also leaking as well, and our oil pan right here, but I'll get that later. So I kind of want to explain the process of how we do our rear main seals here. So it did take me not that long to do it, maybe like an hour or so to pull the transmission. I know I have to come underneath over here, remove all of our exhaust, remove our drive shaft and our front drive shaft, because it is a four-wheel drive vehicle. Yeah, so I kind of put the transmission jack up there, remove the bell housing bolts, also remove the starter. And once I removed the starter, that gave me access to the torque converter bolts. You can tell it's 2, 4, 6 bolts, and it came out fairly easy. I did do it through the front since there's very limited access here due to the front wheel drive that it does have on this vehicle. Once all those 6 bolts were removed, I was able to make sure the transmission was tied down to the transmission jack and lift it up just a tad bit, just so I can wiggle it out. And I was wiggling it out, I was making sure nothing around it, no wires, no harnesses, any hidden bolts. Always be careful with them bolts, because you can be pulling and it always be one bolt that you missed while make you take forever. Luckily for me, I know where all the bolts go, so pretty simple for me. Yeah, once I shimmied it out, I was able to pull it out, and now I am gonna go back on replacing our new rear main seal. You can see how this one looks fairly brand new, good. Even has a little thing straight out the box compared to our old one. All the leaks that it has, all nasty. There's a big old difference between the two. This will last a little bit longer, but yeah, I just wanted to come and say that bring your vehicle over here to us. We're able to inspect it properly and save you a lot of time, money, because the leaks were pretty bad. If you look to the floor, it has so much oil, not even compared to what I have previous cleaned. The whole place is covered in oil, and all the way to the very back in oil. So make sure the vehicle's good and you're not risking your motor, your transmission, your life. No times are tough, especially with gas prices right now and everything, and we don't want to add more to that tab of you being out with the vehicle or having to pay a lot, and fixing your vehicle when you can get these problems resolved fairly quickly before they turn into a disaster. As in this case, the customer came in, perfect timing, the leak was getting pretty bad, and I'm here to, replace it, brand new part, and help them out with their vehicle, make sure it's good running down the road. So let me clear out some stuff so I can bring it down and we can look inside the engine bay. So now we come into the engine bay, and here in the engine bay, same thing with our loop techs that they did their inspection. They did find that it was leaking from the valve covers and the timing covers, and so what I did was, of course, you know, didn't take me that long. I was able to take off the valve covers, all the back, disconnect all the harnesses, all the coil packs, everything, you know, even the where you at? Intake manifold right here. You know, removed all that. What I did find very interesting, which was the root cause of all these leaks, as you can see here, I believe this is a very common fail point on these what's it called, head covers right here. I don't know if you want to come in a little zoom in, but they melted. It's all crispy right here and everything compared to, you know, the outer where the gasket sits, and these parts right here and on this side was also a root cause of why it was leaking oil all over into the bag. And then the timing cover, I already had resealed it because, again, it doesn't take me that long to do. What's it called? Yeah, I put it off, you know, put all the little components off, everything, and just did a quick little, what's it called, with the ATV, and then the gasket it does have inside, you know, set it back up, torqued everything down, how it's supposed to be appropriate. Torque specs, it's very important, you know, you can check these things on your vehicle at all times, just because you do not want your vehicle to run out of oil. That's like the last thing you want to do, is drive a vehicle with no oil. If you can at home, if you think your car's leaking oil, or you see little drop spots in your driveway or in the street after you finish driving your vehicle, you know, it doesn't take more than 10 seconds. Come over here, locate your dipstick. It'll usually be the one with the yellow handle. Get like a cloth or something to clean it. Once you clean it off, make sure there's no oil left on it. Whatnot. Come back over here, and you can see the oil level's pretty good, surprisingly for the most part. But that's how you want to check if your car still has a decent amount of oil, because, like I said again, you do not want to drive any vehicle, anything that's motorized, you know, whether it be car, truck, bikes, boats, whatnot. Make sure it has oil. These things need to be lubricated. If not, you're gonna seize your whole motor and you're gonna be in a couple grand just in motor by itself, not including paying the labor and whatnot. So that's the things we like to do here, you know, like I said over and over. Come in, inspect, and once we inspect, we take pictures. From those pictures, we send it to our advisors. Advisors go, hey, our technician found this. These are the stuff you can do to fix it. Whether you want to accept it or decline it, that of course is up to you. But I highly recommend you know, you accept the main concerns and the main stuff that you have going on with your vehicle, because everyone needs their vehicle. No one likes to not drive the vehicle, having to pay for an Uber, having to take a bus. You know, you want that luxury of being able to, you know, go out whenever you want, go pick up food, groceries, get to work, you know, make money and stuff like that. So I wanted to come here and show y'all how you bringing y'all's vehicle to us can help you save thousands of dollars, let alone it could be something small that, you know, you might think is going on and we can fix it. It can be from any little thing. And here at Payne, we like to do that, take care of our customers, you know, make them feel welcome at home. Us techs, you know, we're the first hands-on with your vehicle. So again, we are certified, me 10 minutes, what's it called, certified. So I wanted to come here and, you know, let y'all know that, and hopefully I can see y'all's vehicle sometime here and get it worked on and get you, you know, driving comfortably and whatnot.
So what do you think? Put it in the comments below. I check pro demand and I check all data. This job usually pays around 6 to 7 hours. So Eddie's been certified for almost 10 full minutes. So let's ask him, what do you think I should pay you, Eddie?
I ain't really tripping, you know, I'm the best of the best, 10 minutes certified. I'm cool with a good 2 hours, you know, light work for me. Just saying, I know all the techs out there gonna be salty, but it is what it is.
All right, so pro demand says 6 to 7 hours. He wants to get paid too. Guys, get yourself an Eddie, guys. Shops will be more profitable.